Fuck it, we're live.
Welcome
back
We'll do it
to
live.
Welcome back to the fourth week of us playing D&D on a somewhat loosey-goosey schedule. You might notice that in the top right of your screen on the overlay, it still says episode 3, but it's covered up by a very inconspicuous 4. That's because the guy that I usually have to do art is on vacation, so I had to work with what I got, and what I got is not much. So, that's why that's there. Let's see. Aside from that, Kyle's cam is off because he wanted to be naked and didn't want to get the stream banned, so there's that.
I love the breeze.
Just before everybody asks. And that's about it. So, to recap where we were last week. You guys had made your way through the city of Thekan looking for, I can't remember, information on a caravan that was attacked. You talked to a wizard there after finding out that while you guys were there, another caravan was attacked to the north. The wizard asked you to go and investigate that. In return, he would figure out what's going on with the letter that you guys had found at the first caravan. And so you guys started going north. You found the ruins of the ruined caravan, complete with a note that said, "Beware the Dread Tailor," spelled completely wrong and terribly. You guys followed the tracks to the southeast, where you came to a kind of old, decrepit-looking house with a well. You went to the well, and one of you, who I'm not going to name names, but he's sitting above or below me right there on the overlay, decided to pick a fight with the person that lives in the well, whose name was Sir, and killed him mercilessly. Sir was a Nothic. Then they decided to continue looking for the trail to find the goblins, and they ended up finding a little ravine, walking into a goblin lair where one of them fell into a pit trap, and hilarity ensued as he tried to get out. Then you guys fought 2 or 3 goblins, and
3.
Yeah, kicked one down the endless pit, and it eventually went splatter. Then you guys had a short rest, and here we are. So, what do you guys want to do?
So we're just back finishing our short rest, correct?
Yeah.
And there's only, if I remember correctly, it's like we're in a tunnel, right? And it's like one direction either way, the way we came and we have to go?
Correct.
Or is it like...
Correct. There's a little bit of
I
a
say
ravine to like your right.
Yeah, to the right. That's like
and it just continues on. Yeah.
I think we just keep going. Moseying
If we
along.
must.
All right. So you guys continue walking about 15-20 feet, and you get to the point where there is a kind of decrepit-looking bridge. It's a ramshackle wooden bridge, uneven handrails, which crosses the stream that was to your right. There's also, to your left, there's a tunnel that slopes gently down. Which direction would you like to go?
Say, which of us do you think is the lightest?
I look at the bird.
Like, he has wings, doesn't he? He can fly. Do you want
Not
to go?
with all this weight on me, I can't fly, you imbecile.
As he says that, I just like hold out my hands.
I'm gonna start taking my tunic off.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do while he is doffing his tunic?
Is that like what? A couple minutes?
Yeah, it'll take a minute or two.
Just looking down the tunnel.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go very far.
Sure.
10, 15 feet at most.
Sure. Yeah, so you walk about, 10, 15 feet further down the tunnel past the bridge, not over the bridge. And you get to what looks to be a waterfall. There's an underground stream that falls from an opening roughly 5 feet from the cave floor, which creates a small pool before flowing through the rest of the cave. You can tell that the work of the water eroded the tunnel wall, causing some of it to collapse, and you can see a small opening.
I'm gonna go back,
Okay.
see if they're doing the bridge stuff yet.
Okay. You get back and you notice the Birdman has taken off his tunic and handed it to the Catman.
No, I put it in my backpack.
Okay, in his backpack then,
Very descriptive names.
right?
I
I
look-
couldn't remember your
As
names.
he puts it into his bag, I look kind of hurt that he wouldn't trust me with it and just be like,
All right.
I'm gonna use fly to fly over the bridge.
Okay. You fly over the bridge.
So
It's pretty dark in here, but you manage to, fly across the bridge, across to the other side of the ravine, and you kind of look around. You can tell that the room that you're entering, or the deeper into the cavern that you're entering, seems to open up pretty wide.
how far? We didn't ask this. How far is the bridge? Like, how long is it?
The bridge is only about 20, 25 feet.
And it's looking like pretty ramshackled, or does it look kind of sturdy? Or should I do an investigation check?
Make an investigation check, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Investigate the shit out of that bridge.
Yeah, okay, well, so you can see that there's sharpened wooden stakes planted on the ground on either side of the stream in the east tunnel, just past the bridge. The stakes are
So, like,
angled
if
to
you-
the east, and an old rope is
fall
strung
off.
across the tunnel amidst them. The rope is lined with dangling bones, stones, rusty arrowheads, and even an old dagger. You kind of get the impression that whatever is here set this up and made it look a lot worse than it is, as perhaps some sort of deterrent to people adventuring, and not actually an obstacle.
Are the
you're
spikes
careful.
like the spikes? So you said facing the east. So if I
Yeah.
fall off of it on one side, I would fall into them, but not off the other. Is that what you're saying? They're
If
all
you
going
fell
one
off
way?
the bridge, you'd fall into the ravine. I'm describing past the bridge. You can
Oh,
see there's spikes
okay,
facing
okay,
towards
okay,
you.
yeah. Sorry, yeah, gotcha.
All good.
Alright, well, I'm gonna also try to cross the bridge. It's very nimbly.
Okay.
My
As you are making your way across, because you rolled so high on your investigation, you notice a very small, thin string hung across the bridge at about ankle height.
well, I mean, cats love strings, so it's got my attention.
Okay.
It's at ankle height.
Yep.
Is it like meant to be like a trap? Do I see where it goes? How about that?
You see that it wraps from one side of the bridge to the other, and then it seems to follow the bridge into the rough rock across the other side.
Follows the bridge, so can I step over it?
Sure.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just step
step over
I
it
also
and-
I would like to bring it to the attention of everybody else and just go turn around and be like, "There's a string here. Watch out."
Okay.
And
So
then
you manage to walk across the bridge, having successfully evaded a trap, and you get to the other side where the Birdman is.
I would also like to do a perception check on that side just to make sure
Sure.
there's no big
Go for it.
about to hit us. Oh, that's a 1. That's a double 1.
Yeah. It's real dark in here. It's pretty hard to see. Despite
my
your
ears have
dark
just come
vision,
over my eyes.
you're just
Yeah. My ears are just over my eyes.
Yeah. And then you realize that you're doing one of these, trying to look, and literally Zyle is a foot in front of you. So you're just staring directly into his
Staring
feathers and
into
stuff.
it back, just like, this cave is
Yeah.
awfully feathery.
Yeah. So who else is
I
doing
mean,
stuff?
yeah, I mean, if they're staying on the other side, I'm gonna kind of just explore further down the tunnel. Then, even with that one perception check, I'm gonna take a look.
Okay.
As all this is happening, I'm putting my tunic back on.
Sure.
Probably a smart move. Our
I'm
luck.
gonna cross the bridge and pay special attention to the wire that Cat pointed out.
Okay. You walk across the bridge, avoiding the wire. Dendar, what are you doing?
I will do the same.
All right. You guys all manage to traverse across the bridge, successfully avoiding the trap. Once you get to the other side, you continue walking in. This kind of open cave opens up a lot more. It seems to be probably 120 feet by 80 feet. Huge opening with a couple of stalagmites and stalactites hanging and rising from the floor and the ceiling. There's a couple like pits that fall down just into nothingness. You can't quite see where they're at from here, but you can see that about 80 feet away there's a little bit of a fire with a couple of unknown humanoid creatures sitting around the fire. And there is also two gigantic bird-like creatures doing full laps around this entire room. They're currently about 80 feet to your right and closing.
Do I recognize these kind of birds?
Make a nature check. You've never seen these kind of birds in your life. Very strange.
Especially him being a bird.
And they are now 70 feet away.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
Is there do we
Do I-
all see them, or is it just...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
just-
Everybody sees them.
Okay, so we all see them. Is there any way we can like kind of obscure our line of sight, anything around us that we could hide behind, or...
Unfortunately, where you're at, there isn't much aside from like the corner that you guys had just walked around from the bridge.
Hmm.
So you guys are kind of in the open right now. And the
Yeah.
birds are now 50 feet away.
I say we go back and wait for birds to circle around, so we have a little more time to look around the room.
I go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I follow as well.
Same.
I'll follow the group.
Okay. You guys go back. You wait for about a minute as you hear stamping feet rush past. And the birds seem to have passed the alcove where you were.
I mosey on back up.
Okay. You walk back up and you find yourself in the mouth of this, widening. And you notice the birds are about 20 feet to your left now.
Okay. They haven't, like, when I came out. I guess I would have to do a perception check if they noticed me. I would like to
They seem to be just running along the outsides.
Okay, fair enough. I would like to kind of make my way towards, but not approach it. Just go kind of slowly.
Towards the
Just-
fire, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Uh,
to see
there's-
more what those two humanoid shapes are.
There's a couple of like stalagmites and stalactites in the middle of the room that you can kind of get closer to. Go ahead and roll stealth. Not bad. All right.
Not bad
So
at
you
all.
kind of, as the others are just kind of watching, you just kind of go onto all fours and start like galloping into the middle of the room, kind of skid a little bit and
That's
put
amazing.
yourself right up against the a stalagmite that's there, and you kind of
Doo doo
peek past it.
doo doo
Make a perception check.
doo 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 doo.
Yeah, so from about 35 feet away, you can get a pretty clear sight. There's a couple of goblins sitting around the fire. There's two.
Yeah.
Couple. Two.
So I'm. How far away from am I? Did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear if you did.
You're about 35, 40 feet into the room.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
Well, right in the middle. Okay. Have the birds caught up to me on what would be, I assume, would be my left?
They would be directly to your left now, at the
Okay,
kind
well,
of north wall.
I'm gonna go back to the group and just
Okay.
be like, there are two goblins by that fire.
Make
Those
another stealth
birds
check.
seem to be- Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of bend down onto all fours and start galloping your way back.
I
One
step
of your
on my own
legs,
tail.
yeah, you step on your own tail and kind of, keep running as your voice kind of echoes out throughout the cavern,
Okay.
which rouses the attention of the goblins, but they don't see you.
Okay, I would like to continue back to the group.
Okay.
And like there are 2 goblins by the fire, and the birds seem to be circling the room.
As you say that, you look back and you notice that they are now directly across the room, having almost completed a full loop since you guys first arrived.
Gonna smack him upside the head.
Me?
Mhm.
Can I try to block it?
Sure. Give a strength check from Zyle and a dexterity check from Feng.
Oh! Boom! Catch
Well,
up.
that was a saving throw, but we'll do it.
Oh, damn it!
And a natural 1 with a -2. That's funny. So yeah, you try to go swipe, and Feng just kind of slowly moves his head like that, and then slowly puts his head back to normal. Like
Excuse me.
it's kind of comical.
We are potentially in danger here. Let's hit them, not me.
Cat.
I take out my rapier.
Okay.
I just like look at the bird and go, and then run towards the goblins. Not run, but like go back towards the goblins.
Are you making your way like through the center of the room again, or are you trying to go out on the outskirts?
Yeah. No, center of the room.
Okay, give another
much.
stealth check.
No,
Unless you're not trying to be stealthy.
I wasn't really trying to be stealthy.
Okay, that's fine. Then
I
you
was
just
trying to, like-
run. You just kind of book it right into the middle of the room. Find yourself
Thinking-
right beside like the rocks and the stalagmites as you were before.
That scene from Get Out where he just runs the camera and then
Yep.
God.
Cool.
I'm gonna stay by the entrance. Have my arms crossed, lean up against the right-hand side of the wall, and watch.
Okay. What is the other 2 doing? Dendar and Kilana.
I'm definitely not running in. I'm waiting in the outskirts. If something happens, I'll attack from a distance.
I'll follow the cat with my longsword and shield in hand.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Nope.
Okay. So you just start running, cling, 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 and make it about halfway into the middle of the room before the goblins turn and start making a bunch of noises. They get up and start running towards you guys, calling out, and you see the 2 very large birds turn and then also start making their way towards you.
Question: since they're running towards her, their attention would be focused on her. Can I attempt to make a surprise attack on one of them from behind a rock thing?
She's
I don't
kind of
remember
running
which one's
towards you, and they're coming from this
Yeah,
direction.
no, I know, but
You're
they're gonna
both
be
gonna
like-
get to this point, so.
Well, no, I mean like they're mostly gonna be focused on her because she's making a ruckus.
Well, there was also
I
the
use
yelp
that as
that
a
you had let
distraction.
out. They were
Yeah,
already alerted.
That's true. That's true.
So
Trying to make the best of a bad situation here. Bro. Work with me, man.
we'll see. We will see.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just waiting.
Okay. Kilana, you get there and clang, 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 crunch yourself up against a rock, and you're just like, I think I made it. Just
So
as
stealthy.
the first 2 goblins round the corner and pull out their little rusted scimitars and roll initiative.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy, and cause their little campfire to turn blue.
The one that they're no longer at?
Yes,
Okay.
and I'm gonna step into the room, cast it again to make my voice boom.
Okay, hold on. Did you roll initiative?
I did not.
Wow, you
I'm
need
not
to
in
do
the
that.
room.
You're still trying to interact.
That's fair.
Alright,
No.
so first off will be
R.I.P. rolls.
Fang. Then Gobbo number 1. And 4. Then 3. Then Kilana. Then
So impersonal, Jay. Goblin 1, Goblin 2.
Dendar.
Why not
Well, you
Harold?
don't know the
Come on.
real names, so I'm not going to tell you that.
That's a good point. We've never stopped and asked a goblin's name.
Yep.
We're horrible adventurers.
For all you know, their names could be like Rick James. You don't know.
Yeah.
Rick James,
I'm
bitch.
Rick Dra-
Fuck your couch. Okay. So Feng, it is your turn. You go first. As
So are they like
come around the corner?
how? Like they're like right there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking a swing at one of them.
Sure. Make your attack.
It's been a while since I have used Roll20. I just click this.
Yep.
Yes, I do, and then damage.
That's assuming you hit, which you did, so yes.
Okay. And then I would also like to use my bonus action to attack again.
Okay. That'll hit. Roll damage.
It's a crit.
Okay. So as the one goblin comes around the corner and realizes there's two of you, pulls out his small rusted scimitar, you just pop, and fucking kill him.
For my bonus action, I would just like to look at the other goblin and just go, boo.
Your bonus action was your second attack.
Oh, you're right. It is. Good
Yeah.
point. I'm thinking of
Okay.
the other one where you can just get 2 attacks.
That's the end of your turn. Then we go to this thing. Okay, cool. So he has a lot of fucking movement. Okay, so one of the very large birds comes riding up, and on top you see another goblin. This one's holding a long spear, as he's going to make the very large bird creature attempt to kick at you. I'm assuming your AC is higher than 8. Fang.
Yes,
Okay.
I was muted.
Okay, so that is that. And then...
Can I like link armor class in there so you just know what it is, or no? No, I can't click.
I mean, I don't have your character sheets open. And then the goblin will make his attack with a with his like lance thing. That's a natural 1, so he'll miss. And that's gonna be it for goblin number 4's turn. Goblin number 3, riding the other ostrich, comes around the corner and is also going to do the same. So first the ostrich kick is a miss, and then the goblin also misses, as they are trying to kill you for having killed one of their friends.
Oh yes.
That is the end of their turn. Kilana, you're up. And there is a dead goblin, a live goblin, and then 2 ostriches with goblins on top of them.
Can ostriches fly?
No.
So what's the
What?
plural of it? What's the plural of an ostrich?
Ostriches? Ostriches?
Ostrich?
Ostrich? Does it matter?
Yes, it's insanely important. I must know right now.
Yeah, no shit. Kilana, what are you doing?
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
If I were to attack the ostrich with the goblin on it, would I have to, like, which one would I attack? Do I have to attack both?
If you want to attack the ostrich, you would attack the ostrich. If you want to attack the goblin, then you just attack the goblin.
But they're both a threat. Essentially.
I think it'd be really funny if you.
Presumably, they both could be threats. An ostrich in this situation is kind of a beast of burden. He's only doing what he's told to do. It's not like he's got any malicious intent.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the
Also, if you
goblin with-
recall, you are here to get 2 very large, valuable birds back for the wizard.
Really good point.
Good point. I'm
Yep.
gonna go for the goblin that's by himself.
Okay. Make your action. Longsword against his AC. Ooh, just barely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. Wow. Cut him down. Just ting!
Oh, dang.
Cut him right in half. Wow. Alright.
Oh.
Anything else you would like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. Dendar, you're up.
I'm gonna move to where I can get in close enough to use a vicious mockery on one of the goblins riding the ostrich.
Sure. So you just walk pretty much right out into the mouth of the cave, and you see the two ostriches with the goblins on top, and they seem to be bearing down on your friends.
Actually, yeah, which one do I want to use? Let's see what happens with this.
All right. Dissonant Whispers. Their wisdom is not great. He meets it. So he succeeds. Roll the damage is already done. So 5 points of damage. And he does
Okay.
not run screaming.
Even if it's fail, I think he does. Let me double check.
This meta break is brought to you by Amazon Prime, where you can use your sub token for free on this stream. Just need to record that
On
and send it to
a
you.
successful save, the target takes
Yeah, no,
half
no,
as
you're
much
fine.
damage. It doesn't have to move.
Okay. We can see with a mindfuck.
Yeah. All right. Is that the rest of your turn?
Yeah, unfortunately, because I need my next level to do a special.
Okay. Zyle. You're up.
I'm just gonna use Sacred Flame on the goblin that's riding the ostrich.
Which one? There's two.
The one that's not dead.
They're both not dead.
I thought you said the other one.
There's two
Okay.
dead goblins, and then there's two goblins on ostriches. There's the one that just got hit by your bard friend, and then there's the other one that's completely untouched as of yet.
I'll go for the completely untouched.
Okay. Do it up.
He needs to make a dex saving throw.
Alright. $13.
Fail.
What spell are you using?
Sacred Flame.
Okay.
There's the damage.
8. Okay. So it's that much. Cool.
Radiant damage if it matters.
It doesn't in this case, but thank you.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Alright.
stay put.
Cool. And then we go back to Fang. You're muted.
Son of a bitch. I would like to jump onto one of the ostriches and try to rip the goblin off.
Okay, give a acrobatics check.
Oh.
Okay, so you go to jump up, and just as you jump up to the same height, the goblin just kind of stiff arms you and knocks you down to the ground. You are now
Am I prone?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that took your action.
And I can't bonus action stand up. That sucks.
Well, you can use half your movement to stand up.
I will use half my movement to stand up then.
Okay. Any bonus action?
I mean, technically that would have been an attack action, so can I bonus attack?
That would have been an action, not an
Hmm,
attack action.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Then no, I don't do anything.
All right. Then with that, we go to goblin number 4. Is going to attempt to kick you with the ostrich. It's gonna miss. And then he's going to try to stab you with his lance. He will also miss. That's the end of his turn. Goblin number 3 is going to turn around and run as fast as he can on the goblin, which is 50 feet of movement, away from you guys and closer towards the fire, which he now notices is glowing blue. And doesn't seem to interest him at all, but he is immediately gone from your vicinity. That's the end of his turn. Keelana, you're up. There is one goblin in front of you on an ostrich.
I would like to try to slash the goblin and not
Have at it. 14 misses, unfortunately.
I'm done.
Any bonus action or movement?
Nope.
Alright. That'll be the end of your turn, and then we go to Dendar.
So one of the goblins and the ostrich just dipped.
Yes. Ran 50
Is
feet.
the
back towards the
other
fire.
is the other goblin on an ostrich still alive?
Yes. It is the same one that you had hit with your Dissonant Whispers last turn.
Yep. I'm gonna mockery him.
Alright. What are you saying?
Pitiful fool, you couldn't stab the side of this cave if you tried.
Alright. Let's see. It's gotta make a wisdom save. 20 minus 1.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, he fails and takes 1 point of psychic damage.
Also has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Alrighty. That the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, we go to Zyle.
I'm just gonna use Sacred Flame on the one on the ostrich.
Which one? The one that's 50 feet away, or the one, or I guess 50 feet further, or the one that is in the group?
How far away from me is the one that's 50 feet away from the group?
So you're about 35 feet away from them, and then it's 50 feet further, so 85 feet.
Okay, I'll hit the one that's within the group.
Okay. Then it needs to make Dex save? Or what was it?
Yes, dex save.
It fails. Three. Okay. Okay. Is that it from you?
I'm gonna run 25 feet towards the group.
Okay. With that, we go to Fang.
Well, I would like to try my maneuver one more time and get on the back of the ostrich.
Sure. Acrobatics. Nice.
Excellent.
You managed to leap up, and you are now riding the ostrich along with the goblin. You're riding what people would consider bitch seat.
As a bonus, so I know it's like my intention is to like jump on it and like hit him off.
You can make your attack.
Would
roll
I
now.
be
That's fine.
like for I would consider this like my bonus action as my.
I'm considering it part of your action, but like
Okay,
you'd need
sure.
to
Yeah,
succeed the
absolutely.
leap in order to be able to do the attack.
Yeah, got it.
That'll barely hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Slash
So then
4.
can I still bonus action then?
Now you could. But he's dead, so.
Oh, he's. Oh well, never
I mean,
mind
you,
then.
you didn't let me, But
Yeah,
anyway.
sorry. Jumping
Yeah,
down.
so you just kind of jumped up there, and you're just kind of like, and rake across his back, and he just slumps over, and then just slowly falls off the ostrich. You are now left alone on an ostrich.
I am very confused by this situation, and just kind of like, and prepared to ride it out.
All right.
That's my turn.
Okay. With that,
ostrich.
we go to the ostrich that you are on and not controlling at
Oh
all,
no.
and see what happens. He is scared, and he's going to move 50 feet of movement in the opposite direction of the other ostrich.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the end of that turn. The other ostrich is going to continue past the fire for another 50 feet and leaves your guys' field of vision and is gone. It's magic. It's not magic, he just ran. Keelana, you're up.
Kill the mood.
I'm not even really sure if there's anything I want to do.
Actually, let me ask you this. Does anybody have any movement higher than 45?
Oh,
Nope.
Okay, so there's no way to catch, then you guys are out of combat now. So you're out of
Can I
the
try to,
action
like-
order.
can I try to like wrangle in this ostrich with like animal handling or something?
Sure, make an animal handling check.
Kinda
I'm gonna
like-
go search the bodies. I'll be right back.
All right.
Do the animal handling first.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to kind of get a pretty good grasp of the ostrich. It helps that there's also reins, and you just grab them and kind of hold them and pull them in, and you are now, holding the ostrich pretty well in hand and able to control it quite well.
There's no way I'd be able to catch up to the other ostrich now. Although I don't know this, so I'm gonna turn around and just
Mhm.
hightail it
Okay.
back towards the other where I think the other ostrich is.
Okay. So you're gonna move 50 feet down towards the fire.
Oh.
You are now next to the fire.
And I'm continuing to go. Would I be able to catch the ostrich on another ostrich, or is it
It's the same speed, so it
have
would
to be
always
slightly
remain
faster,
100
yeah.
feet ahead of you.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'm not knowing that I would go a little bit further and then rein it in and bring it back to the flame.
Okay.
Yeah. And then try to get off it. Yes.
Okay. You can just hop off of it if you'd like.
Okay. Is Zyle there? I hand the reins to him and be like, look.
He was kind of making his way towards where you and Keelana were when you had run from 50 feet north to the fire. So by the time you make it back, yeah, we can say Zyle's there.
Well, I hand him the reins. Be like, look, it's another bird. Here you go. I don't know what to do, and kind of leave it.
Okay. So you hop off the ostrich and hand the reins to Zyle.
I do.
Zyle, you've been given reins to an ostrich.
My logic is, it's a bird. You're a bird. You should understand it.
It's not how these things work, you stupid cat.
I'm already sitting by the fire.
So you're going back to the fire?
Oh, I thought he was by the fire.
No, he was 25 feet into the room, halfway between where you were originally.
I start walking. to the fire.
Okay, so you're walking towards the fire. Gotcha.
Yeah. My bad.
All right.
Well, we have one big bird. We need one more.
So, what do I find in the body?
I was waiting to get you back before I told you because I didn't want to say it out loud 3 times.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. Make sure I'm in the correct room. Says there we go. Common area. The majority of the goblins have small filthy pouches containing 7 copper pieces and 2 silver pieces each. One of the goblin riders has a pouch containing 3 copper pieces and 10 silver pieces. 2 of the pouches also contain a broken candle and a wooden spoon.
I'm gonna take the, what is that, 24 silver total?
Let's see.
7.
Let's see.
7, 7, 10?
Yeah.
No, it was
20.
7 copper and 2 silver on the 2 goblins.
Ah,
And then 3
14.
copper and 10 silver on the 1 ostrich rider.
so
yes,
I will gain
14 copper. 17 copper in total, and 14 silver.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yep. I'm pocket it all.
Alright.
So there was a total of 3 ostriches?
No.
2.
There's 2 ostriches, one
We have
which
one.
failed, and you have 1.
Gotcha.
Are you back at the fire yet?
I'm still
They-
I walk
they-
over to the bird.
They hadn't made their way to the fire, by the way. That was just you.
I walk over to Nick's character.
Okay. That's over by the
Is the
stalactites.
other ostrich even worth our time?
Well, the wizard did want 2.
You're not there. You're over by the
Yes,
fire.
No, I'm talking to Nick.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry.
Fucking
come
the
back with
cat
one.
thinks he's everywhere. Oh. Sorry. Go ahead.
Kyle?
What? I asked you, like, a question.
I talked over you.
Oh, okay. Is the other bird even worth our time? We could just leave with the one.
Sadly, it's part of the agreement that we agreed to. We need to find the other bird.
It's long gone now, and it's going to provoke a lot of tension. I start walking off in the direction that the bird went then, rapier in hand.
Okay. So you start making your way towards the fire, where you see the cat is just kind of sitting there cleaning his paws.
Meaning
I'll
the
follow.
goblin.
We have a job to do, cat. Get on your feet.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I've wrangled one bird. What have you done?
I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
I don't see a bird in your hand as I'm dangling the reins in front of
I look at him and I just go. "Mm." And then I get up and follow the snake.
All right. What's Keelana doing this whole time?
I'm gonna follow the group.
All right. And Zyle?
said I was following.
Okay. So, after making your way past the fire, there are two paths that you can take as you get kind of just past the fire. You notice one path goes a little bit to the left, and then there seems to be an open area through what looks to be like a little bit of an alcove about 30 feet to your right. Which way are you guys heading? The ostrich went to the left, so I'm assuming that way.
I would say so, yeah.
I'm following the snake. I have no idea.
I'm asking the snake.
Nick?
Kyle.
I'm not the snake.
Kyle.
Tequila.
Alright, fuck it. You guys are following that direction. As you guys walk around the corner, you walk through a little bit of a cavern, and you happen to stumble right into, about 30-40 feet away, you see a goblin carrying an empty bucket. Everybody roll initiative.
Before he sees us, can I throw a sacred flame at him?
No, he sees you, same time as you see him.
Okay.
Okay. And then Fing. And then Keelana. Lastly, Dendar. Alright. Top of the initiative order. The goblin goes first. He drops his bucket, turns, and immediately starts running away. You are in a cave that kind of breaks off into two directions. He dropped his bucket and immediately started turning to his right, so your guys' right as well, and just starts booking it down that hallway. Moves his full movement. He's now left your sight, but you are still considered in combat, because he's catchable.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it is. What do you want to do?
Gonna try to hop on the ostrich.
Okay, give an animal handling check. Okay, you climb up on top of the ostrich.
Bird riding bird.
And then I'm gonna make full movement speed towards the direction he was heading.
How much do you weigh, by the way?
94 pounds plus 62. 156.
You're almost carrying your weight.
Okay. Okay, so you said you're following the goblin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You run your 35 feet to get roughly where he was when he dropped the bucket. You turn and immediately keep running. You get within about 15 feet of him, but you notice that he is just closing the bars of an iron gate. He's just on the other side of the gate, though, if you'd like to try and do something.
Yeah, I will cast Thaumaturgy and make my voice louder and yell at him. Woo! Try
Okay.
to scare him.
Roll intimidation. Let me check something. Okay, this doesn't affect it, but he just kind of notices that, and then he doesn't have any movement left in his turn, so he can't do anything. He looks a little spooked. Fang, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this. How do I make this? And move and like sprint. So double movement, so at least 80 feet. Does that get me to the gate?
You run the 35 to the bucket, then you run the... yep, that gets you right up to the gate.
Alright, I go through and punch him in the face.
It gets you right up to the gate.
Oh, not through it?
No,
Can I
he's
reach in?
closed it.
Oh, I thought that's... Okay, whatever. Alright,
Just
I
as
can still punch.
Nick was getting there, he was closing the gate.
I can still punch through a gate.
You could try.
Like a... Yeah, absolutely.
Make an attack with disadvantage.
Oh!
That'll be a miss.
I punched the iron.
Yeah, it kind of rings out as your hand. You hear a laudable crack in your hand.
Fuck.
Any bonus action?
Fuck it, I'm gonna try again.
Do it. 14 misses.
I should have tried to grab him. That was dumb. That's all I can
your
do.
movement. Kilana.
How far am I away from the bucket?
35 feet. And the bucket is right in the middle of the kind of like a T path where it breaks off into two paths, one going left, one going right. And then there's a little bit more of a cavern into the iron gate.
Okay, I'm gonna walk 30 feet toward the bucket,
Okay.
and that's it.
All right. Dendar.
Ah, what? I run after my friends.
Okay. What's your movement?
30.
Okay. So you're going to be right there with Kilana. We go to the goblin. Under attack on the other side of the gate. He is going to... Huh. Okay. He's going to run further into the room just out of your line of sight. And then you hear a bunch of a ruckus. That's going to be the end of the turn. Sal?
How far away did he get?
Or he's out of your line of sight. So you wouldn't know.
I'm gonna try to pull on the gate.
Okay. Trying to open it?
Yeah.
Give a athletics. Unfortunately, you just kind of shake the gate a little bit. Any
Okay.
bonus action?
Can I try to pick the lock on my bonus action, or would that take a
No.
normal action?
That would be a normal action.
Okay. That's my turn then.
Okay. Then we go to Fang.
You're muted.
Son of a bitch. Does this tunnel continue down, or is this like a kind of like a dead end with a gate blocking the rest of it?
I mean,
This
there's
is the only.
clearly a room in there, so it's not a dead
Yeah,
end.
yeah. No, I know, but like, is it kind of like a? Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna go take a look around and see what else is in the room.
Okay. Make a
Is there
perception check.
stuff?
You're not in the room. You're trying to look through bars. So from what you can see, there's a couple of crates along the wall in front of you, and then lining the wall that you can see ahead of you, and then to your left, you can't really quite make out most of it, but there's a couple stalagmites coming out of the ground and stuff, and it's dark past that. Can't really quite see past.
Mm. Do you need things to pick locks? You need lock picks, don't you? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, upon inspection, it doesn't really look like there's a locking mechanism so much as there's, like, just the door, like, the gate kind of closes and then a bar comes down and latches over the side of it.
Oh, can I just reach through and lift the latch?
No, the bars are very, very, like, this much in between each one.
So the punching through was never gonna work.
Yeah,
I
I was
guess, well,
assuming you were reaching your hand through and scratching, like, your fingers.
Yeah,
Because he was right on the other side of it.
gotcha. I'm gonna just try to, like, yank it open just like you did as well then.
Okay.
My main action.
Give a athletics. Okay. You give it a good shake. You can hear the slight sound of like metal pins bending or some kind of like metallic grinding. That'll be the end of your turn. Kilana.
Well, shit.
Can I go up to the bucket and see if there's anything in it or in the surrounding area?
Sure. You pick up a small wooden bucket. There is nothing inside.
Then I'll move 25 feet towards the rest of the party.
The door. Okay. Dendar.
I see that my two compatriots are trying to open that gate.
Mhm.
I'm gonna mage hands, and I'm gonna open the gate from the other side.
At least one of us is competent.
Let's see. Okay. So your mage hand kind of appears and lifts this like little metallic kind of mechanism on the other side, and with Xyle and Feng still like holding on to it or whatever, as soon as that gets lifted, they just kind of rip the door off of its hinges, and it kind of bends and grinds into like this hunk of metal just folding essentially under their strength. As they kind of drop this gate to the left side. Any movement?
Now I'm gonna hold my ground. I'm let my friends go first.
Okay.
I saw those air quotes.
Yeah, this isn't peekaboo, or if we can't see him, he can't see us.
Okay, then, let's see. As Xyle comes to your turn, because the goblin is holding his action. What are you doing?
Still on top of the ostrich, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go through the door.
Okay.
Around the corner, I guess.
As
is what I'm
you
assuming happened.
As you kind of scramble through the remains of the door into the small cavern stacked with wooden crates, looming before you is the horrible skeletal apparition in a brilliantly glowing robe. The flames in the skull's eyes burn with an intense malice. "Leave now, foolish mortals, or face the wrath of Jeff, the dread tailor of Vecna and a Sararak," warns the figure in a booming voice.
My name.
His name is Jeff. Yeah.
My name is Jeff.
Yes. His
All
name
I
is
could
Jeff.
think of.
Your move, Cotton.
I'm not intimidated by your silly
Bold.
little trickery. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on him.
Okay, that does trigger his held action. So before we do that, we need to resolve it. Okay.
Toads.
Okay. Excellent. 4. What's your AC?
16.
Okay. As you go to like reach out to like fire off presumably some sort of spell, Jeff the Dread Taylor throws a little bag at you, like a little like almost like a burlap sack about this big, about the size of your head, and it kind of hits you, and you notice something inside squirming, and
Can I try to catch it?
oh no,
Since I have
it's
2 hands?
no, because it passed your AC. And one creature comes crawling out of the bag on the side of your face and starts climbing up and is going to attempt to sting you. If you recall the MO from what had happened last time, this is a scorpion. If I could just find the page. There we go. 1d20 plus 2. He's gonna miss you. Alright, now that that's resolved, go ahead and make your spell attack.
Need a
Alright.
deck save.
He succeeds.
No damage.
Alright. That is the end of that. Yeah. Okay. At the end of your turn, something happens. 2 more scorpions come crawling out of the bag that is now resting on top of the ostrich, still like in your lap. So you've got a skeleton, or you've got a scorpion on your head and one on each kind of leg around your thigh area. As we go to Fang.
Did I see just like him get hit in the face by a scorpion bag? Like I can
Uh,
see this, right?
No, because he walked in the room and turned left, so
Oh,
he's
turned
out
right
of your
over
line
around
of
the
sight.
corner. Okay. Alright, well I'm just gonna follow him.
Okay,
Okay,
so you walk in the room and you see the bird on top of a bird, and there's a scorpion on his head. And then on the other
There's the
side, and then on the other
there's
side of him,
scorpion.
you see Jeff the Dread Taylor, standing like a good 7-8 feet tall, in this magnificently devilish-looking robe.
Wasn't he a goblin half a second? Anyways, I would like to walk up to the ostrich
Mhm.
and try to grab a scorpion to throw back at Jeff.
Interesting. Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Good. So actually, clarification: how far away was Zazel from me?
Sorry,
How far away was Zyle?
Zyle.
Zyle,
Yeah.
sorry. I said Zazel.
Well, he would have
Zyle.
moved into the room about 25 feet.
Okay, so I still have 15 feet movement.
While you were,
Is
you've used 30, 5 to get around the corner, and then 25 to get right up next to him. As you go to grab one of the scorpions, it attempts to sting you, and it misses and just ends up harmlessly pinching, or stinging, I guess, Zyle's leg, but it doesn't pierce his armor.
can I use a bonus action to try to like smack it off?
Only if you made an attack action on your action.
Would the grab be considered an attack? No.
Only if
no,
it was,
I don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
Okay. Keelana, you're up.
I'm assuming I'm pretty far away from all that.
Yeah, you're about 10 feet away from the gate, and then once you're there, there's about 25 more feet to the left inside the room.
Alright, well, I'm gonna move 30 to wherever I can get to.
Nice. So you're about 5 feet behind Zyle and Fang.
That's the end of my turn.
Alright, you
just
see
hear,
the
like,
scorpion on the
screaming
head.
about
And
scorpions, yeah.
Dendar, you're up.
So there's the guy and 2 scorpions? Is the whole count?
Currently there is 3 scorpions. You don't know anything of that because you're standing by the bucket because you said you were holding your movement to see what they did.
Okay.
And you
Well,
didn't
yeah,
do
I'll
anything.
follow them in.
Okay.
So now I see Dread
what's your
Taylor and 3 scorpions. 30.
30? Okay. Yeah, you're just inside the gate. On the inside of the room, you see Zyle, Fang, Keelana's about 10 feet, no, 20 feet in front of you. Then you see Jeff the Dread Tailor about 10 feet in front of Xyle and Fang. You see a scorpion on Xyle's head. Your character doesn't know this, but there are 3 scorpions out of the bag so far. 1 is on Xyle's head, 2 are on his legs.
The scorpion on his head seems unharmed.
Yep.
I don't really know how to insult a scorpion.
You sting bad.
Do your best. What would you say?
I'm trying to think of that.
Your venom is like that of dog piss. Harmless. Does that work?
You've got a small stinger.
Well done. Well done. He's gonna make a wisdom save. Good thing scorpions are super wise. He succeeds. Oh
damn it.
god, that's funny.
That scorpion is very confident in his
That's
stinger's
re-
eyes. He's
yeah.
Like, no, I'm not.
The- you hear a faint whisper in the back of your mind as the scorpion says, "It's the size. It's not the size that matters. It's how you sting it." I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
He doesn't say anything. He's a fucking scorpion. It was a terrible joke. Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, now we go to Jeff.
Actually, hold on a sec. As a bonus action, I will Bardic Inspiration Xyle.
All right, how are you gonna inspire him?
Come on, rip that little stinger off that little... I don't know.
All right, you feel inspired, Zao. That
Yep.
Cool.
somehow moved you. Yeah, so we go to Jeff, who is going to consult his PDF. Uh-huh. 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 Okay.
That's a better one.
Well, I mean, you should have said that. Oh, okay. Giggity. He's going to throw another bag of scorpions. And it misses. It's going to bounce off Xyle's shoulder and hit the ground. And we will see what can happen here. So that's for the first bag and the second bag. Okay, so 5 scorpions are going to get to make their attacks this turn. Okay. And Jeff's turn is over, so we just go to the scorpions now. 5 are attacking, so here's the 3 on Xyle. Head, left leg, right leg.
Head hits and left leg hits.
Okay, you take 1 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw for both of them. So you take 2 piercing damage, and then I need 2 con saves. Okay, you fail the first one, you succeed on the second one. So on the first one, you're gonna take an additional 3 points of poison damage.
So I
And
take
on-
5 altogether.
So far. And then on the second one, you take half of 7, we'll say is another 3. So 3, 6, 7,
Yeah,
8.
8.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the other 2 scorpions that are now out of the new bag are going to make their attack rolls against Feng. Do either of those hit?
Nope.
Okay. And that's going to be the end of Jeff / the Scorpion's turns. Xyle, you're up.
So 3 scorpions are on me right now, yeah?
Correct. Oh, I forgot to check. There's only 1 out of the bag. Let's see how angry it is. It's not angry. It's still in the bag.
Gonna try to swap the scorpions off me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a just a general strength check. All right. So which one are you swatting off?
The one on my head.
Okay, so you just go smack and smack it off your head. It's going to fall and hit the ground behind you, which
I'm
is
gonna
going
try
be...
to swat it towards Jeff.
Okay, towards Jeff? Okay.
Yeah.
So you swatting it down in front of you, it's going to land in front of you about 2 or 3 feet on the ground. It's
Okay.
also... fails its save. Still takes 2 points of damage and dies.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 scorpion down.
And that
And
was my
that's
action.
Your
yeah?
action, yep. So if you've got a bonus action,
I do not.
okay. Any movement?
I'm a shake riff. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Fang, you're up.
And muted.
Apparently.
Fucking hell. This is what happens when like my throat is sore. 'Cause I'm constantly like clearing my throat, so I'm constantly muting myself.
Sucks to suck,
Um,
man. Let's do it.
Yes,
You
it
win.
does. I would like to pick up the bag on the floor.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I just pick it up?
We're gonna find out. Okay. As you go to pick it up, you just kind of grab it, and 4 more scorpions plop out of the bag and land on the ground. But you do pick up the bag. There is still...
So is it just like a normal sack, right? Like you can open it and close it,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Okay. I'm gonna run up to Jeff and try to put the bag on his head, like over his head.
It's not a very big bag, though. It's only... the opening is only about that wide.
On his hand, then. I'm gonna try to put it on him somehow.
Okay. Okay, we need to resolve a couple of things here first. So,
Okay.
there was the 2 scorpions that had attacked you, and the 4 more that just fell out of
Correct.
the bag that you are now running from. So there's 6 opportunity attacks happening. 2,
Could I not?
4.
Could I not
5,
disengage from them?
6.
Just
Not
out of
unless you
curiosity.
said that, which you didn't. So,
Fair enough.
so the first one's going to be a natural 20, and it's going to hit. The second one,
Oh,
I'm assuming,
holy
misses.
shit.
What's your AC?
16.
Okay, so you get hit by 3 of them, the first one being the worst. The damage rolls.
How big are these scorpions?
Uh,
They're like scorpion size, right? Like they're like this
yeah,
big.
a little bit bigger than your hand.
Should I not be able to like step over them without an attack of opportunity? Whatever.
It's D&D, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I know. it's
thinking
just,
way
like, in
too
my
much
brain,
about like real life mechanics
Yeah.
that don't fucking exist. It's D&D.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
calm the fuck down. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first one's gonna hit you for 2 with its sting,
Okay.
because it's double its damage. The second one's gonna hit you for 1. The third one's gonna hit you for 1. I need 3 con saves. Okay, so the first one's stinger is 5 divided by 2 because you made the save is 3. So you take 3 points of poison damage from the first one. That was from the crit. The second one, you failed the save. You take 6 points of poison damage. The third one, you succeeded. And you take half of 1, which is 1 damage of poison. From the
Cool.
third one.
That fucking sucked.
Yeah. Okay, now,
How many
you
fucking
wanted to do what with the
Yeah.
scorpions?
I'm just trying to put the bag on his hand.
Okay, so you're gonna like reach into his like sleeve where it's like all covered and stuff, and
Where I assume it is, because like
yeah,
to me, not that long ago, we were chasing a goblin.
Yep.
So I'm thinking this is like an illusion. So I'm like,
that you know
deal
of.
with this. Yeah.
Alright.
No, exactly.
So you go to reach in and give me a sleight of hand, I guess, to try and slip it over his. Oh. Yeah, you try and you just judge where his hand was, and you kind of miss. You dump out the remaining
Drop
2.
the bag. Yeah.
You dump out the remaining 2 scorpions out of the bag, and they land on the ground. You're now holding an empty burlap bag. Fucking words.
Right?
Okay, that's the end of your turn. We
Mhm.
go to Keelana.
So what's all in front of me, directly?
In front of you, there is Zyles sitting on an ostrich with a scorpion on each lap and a bag directly in front of his crotch. Presumably full of scorpions still. On the ground next to him, where Feng was standing, is 3 scorpions. And then a little bit ahead of that is 2 more scorpions. And then about 10 feet ahead of that is Fang standing in front of 2 scorpions and the Dread Tailor. Jeff.
Okay, I'm just gonna attack the first scorpion on the ground, I guess.
Okay. So you just run up and start slashing with your sword. Roll your damage. Presumably it's more than a 1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you just bring your sword down, just cut it right in half, and it dies. So now
Sounds
there
like-
is-
Oh wow, I almost went into my other character's voice.
Wait, your new one or your old one?
Old one.
Oh, shit.
Ah, cool.
Any bonus action or more movement?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright. Dendar, you're up.
Hi, Jeff.
Oh, so you're gonna do that to Jeff. Gotcha. Let's see what happens. This is gonna be interesting. So Jeff...
Wow, I rolled
is-
actual minimum for that.
Huh,
Feels
okay.
bad, man.
Oh wow, you did. 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so Jeff failed
Okay.
his save.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes 3 points of damage. Roll a 1d2 real quick for me. Okay, interesting. Okay, so what happens is Jeff took 3 points of damage, and while still looking at you, his bottom half just turns completely around and starts running, and ends up running into a wall, and you hear the strange sounds of goblins smacking into a wall. And Jeff kind of crumples in half. So it very much looks like a guy looking at you and then his bottom half completely turning around and sprinting towards a wall and then like hitting there and crumpling over. It's a very weird sight. Is that your turn?
Ooh, shock.
Are you okay, Jeff? And my turn.
Okay.
Jeff, are you alright?
And we will get to Jeff's turn right after our union allotted piss break. So we'll take a quick 5 here. Everybody can go and pee or get a snack or take the doggo out, whatever. We'll be back in a few minutes stream. Bear back.
Also, nice union joke.
And
I
we're
find that
back.
Especially funny.
That's the fourth
Right.
time I got crabs.
Wow,
That is especially funny.
that's crazy. I almost wish the stream could have heard the whole story because I just don't even believe it, and I was here.
Right.
Anyway,
Sounds made
so
up.
we're gonna go back to the top of the round order, which is gonna be Jeff's turn. If you hadn't figured out now, Jeff is actually 2 people, and is going to come out from the bottom, get up from his for half of his movement, and attempt to attack Fang with a sword and misses. The second goblin that is making up of the Jeff is going to make his attack with disadvantage, which is an 11, and is going to also miss against Fang. That is the end of the goblins' turns. Now we go to the scorpions. So we've got 2 on top of Xyle. 18 and a 12.
18 hits, 12 misses.
Okay, Constitution save. You're going to take 1 point of piercing damage from the scorpion on your leg, and 3 points of poison damage because you succeeded on the save. And then the other scorpions, there is 4 on the ground next to Kilana. One of them is going to attack. None of them can reach Xyle, so they're all going to attack Kilana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any of those hit?
Last one.
Okay, so you take 1 point of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you will
Gonna be super
succeed.
meta here.
What?
Kilana, did you take into consideration your shield AC as well? Did you ever add that to your AC?
I have no idea. You told me I did when I made it. I don't know.
What's your AC?
18.
I'm checking.
Probably does.
I'm checking.
I don't remember how I got the AC to begin with. That was the problem.
That's fine. So chainmail AC is 16. So her AC is 18. That includes her shield.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay. Just
the only
asking,
way you can
making
get-
sure.
So you take 1 point of piercing damage from the one scorpion that hit you. Your Constitution saving throw succeeds, so you take half damage, which is 4 points of poison damage.
So 5 overall.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is it for the 2 scorpions on Xyle and the 4 scorpions on the ground. There's 2 more scorpions by Feng and Jeff, and they are going to attack Feng. Either of those hit?
Second one.
Okay, 1 point of piercing damage and Constitution saving throw.
Well, with that 1 point of piercing damage, I just
Oh,
Drop.
you're knocked out?
I am knocked out.
Okay.
You found my one weakness, my pinky toe.
Okay.
Fall to the ground.
I won't calculate the poison damage then and make you fail a death save.
Well, that's kind.
So,
Oh,
that
so you're
is
making
that.
me fail a death save?
No,
Sorry,
I
is that what you
won't
said?
do that.
Oh,
Because it's
okay.
considered the same attack that knocks you out. So,
Yeah,
if he had a second attack, you would automatically fail. Okay, so let's see. There's that. The scorpion's there. There is
So
still a bag on the lap. Let's figure out what happens there. They are fine. Zao, your turn.
I'm gonna take the 2 scorpions are on both my legs, right?
Yes, and there is a sack of scorpions still on your lap between the 2 of them, kind of
So I'm
resting
gonna-
firmly on your jewels.
I'm gonna take both hands and swipe down like this, trying to get all of them at once.
I mean, in real world that would work, but this is D&D, so make a strength check, and you can only pick one.
But in the world of D&D, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but mechanics have a thing. Okay, so luckily for you, the armor class is ridiculously low in a scorpion. So which one are you knocking off?
Left leg.
All right, left leg is going to make his saving throw, and he fails, and he takes 1 point of damage and dies. Any bonus action or movement?
I'm gonna move closer towards. My name is Jeff.
Okay.
Well, Jeb, now.
The
Sorry.
My name is Jeff.
There's
My
two
name
scorpions
also
on the
Jeff.
ground that are going to make attack of opportunities against the ostrich. Real quick, check ostrich, AC. Oh, it gets hit. Okay, so he's going to take 1 point of piercing, and then 1d8, and his constitution saving throw is +1, and he fails, so he's going to take all 3 points. So, cool. The ostrich gets stung as it runs by. You are standing next to the Jeffs. And that's the end of your turn?
Yep.
Then we go to Feng. Death save, please. That is 1 failure. Keelana, your turn.
Seems to be my usual state.
Yep.
I'm gonna whack at one of the scorpions on the ground.
Alright, make your attack roll. Success. Your damage will undoubtedly do more than 1. So
Certainly.
you managed to kill one of the scorpions. There's still now 3 in front of you.
Alrighty.
Dendar, you're up.
Well, there's a goblin.
There is.
2 goblins, in fact.
There is 2 goblins, one of which is wearing a really long robe.
What did that bastard do with Jeff?
You're
How does
using
it like
poison
poison?
spray. Interesting. We'll find out. Please hold. I need to check something.
Pretty sure it's a cone and it's everyone in front.
That's what I'm checking.
Yeah, that's what you're checking. Yeah, it's a cone. It's everybody in front, which includes friendlies.
1 action, target, 10 feet.
Yeah, a creature that you can see.
It's
Okay,
not a
so
Okay.
nope, it's not. It's just targeted. So Jeff number 1 is going to make his save, and it is it's just a straight up con. He fails and takes 5 points and dies. As the
Good.
poison spray kind of hits him and starts melting away at his face. It's like ah! Crumbles and dies. Any bonus action or movement?
I'm gonna move up towards the other goblin. Basically, just so he's not gonna attack anyone else. I'm just trying to get in the way.
Okay, you're going to pass a couple scorpions.
That's fine.
Okay.
No, it's not. They killed me.
I'll be
All right.
fine.
So the attacks of opportunity are for 3 scorpions. Any of those hit?
1 hit.
Okay, you take 1 point of piercing, and I need a con save.
Okay. No, you don't, because I'm immune to poison.
You sure? Alright.
I am.
He is.
Okay. Then that's fine. And then you get right up to the Jeff. And
My name is Jeff.
you are good there, because you don't actually leave the attack range of the 2 scorpions that are next to you. So, yeah. That the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we go to Jeff. Jeff is going to attempt to pull out another bag and throw it. This time at Keelana. 16 against your AC is going to miss. So you just kind of get smacked right in the chest with a bag. And then it kind of lands on the ground. And breaks. It doesn't break, but it opens up the top, and 4 scorpions come skittering out, all upset. Okay. So 4 more scorpions. Now we get to do all the scorpion turns. I should not have put these enemies in here because they are obnoxious. Okay, so first off, the bag that's on Zyl's lap. The last 2 scorpions come crawling out on your lap. You've now got an empty burlap sack and 3 scorpions. Their attacks. Either of those hit? Or any of those?
1 and 2 hits.
Okay, so you take 2 points of piercing damage and I need 2 con saves. Success and success, so you take 3 and 4 points of poison damage.
I'm down.
Okay. Luckily for you, that's all the scorpions that are on you. Now we get 4 scorpion attacks, 6 scorpion attacks next to Kilana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Only 1 is going to hit. Take 1 point of piercing, and I need a con save. You succeed, so you only take 3 points of poison damage. And there is lastly 2 scorpions next to Dendar, Zyle, and Feng, who are going to attack Dendar. Both will miss. That is the end of the Jeff/Scorpion's turns. Wait, no, Jeff didn't attack. So he's going to attack Dendar and also miss. Okay, that's it. Now we go to Zyle. Death save. 1 success. Feng. Death save. 1 success. Kilana.
I'm gonna hack at the closest one.
You hit and kill one of the scorpions. Alright. Bonus action or movement?
Nope.
Cool. Dendar, your turn.
Wrong one.
Oh,
That's what I'm doing.
Was a sound and a
Poison
half.
spray. Okay, on the goblin?
Yeah.
Okay. He fails, so he takes 2 points of poison damage. Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Bardic Inspiration, Zyle.
Okay. Zyle, you feel inspired while in your death saves.
Didn't he already have it?
Oh wait, no, sorry, not Zyle. The cleric. Killen's.
Paladin. Yes, Kilana.
Yes. Kilana.
Okay.
Sorry, Kilana.
Kilana,
No,
you
go-
have Bardic Inspiration, so at any point, if you'd like, you can add a 1d4 to any of your rolls. Is that the end of your turn, Dendar?
D6, by the way. And yes,
Oh, it's a d6? Okay.
correct.
Alright, then that's the end of your turn. It is back to the Jeffs, and the Scorpions. Jeff is going to attack Dendar. That's a natural 1. Let's roll severity. Okay, it's not severe at all. He just misses and stumbles. But doesn't go prone or nothing like that. Time for Scorpions. 2 next to Dendar are attacking Dendar. Either of those hit?
The 13 matches.
Okay, so
Was
you
that a
take
hit or a
1.
miss?
Yeah, it's a hit. So you take
Okay.
1 point of piercing damage, and you're immune
Okay.
to poison, so you don't have to worry about the rest. Now the one on Zyle is going to attack. You're technically knocked out, so you just add 1 failed death save.
Okay.
The 2 next to Dendar already attacked. Now we go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 remaining scorpions next to Kilana. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 hits. Con save, please. Okay, so that's a failure, so you take 1 point of piercing and 2 points of poison. And the bag by your feet is disturbed as 3 more scorpions come out and make their attacks against you for 2 more. 2 more con saves, please.
Why are there so many scorpions?
Like,
Because each bag has 10 in them, and there's 3 bags. So both
Seems
are
like I was
successes,
like,
so you only take 3 points of poison and 2 points of piercing from that whole last couple.
3 point and 2, so 5.
Yes. So there is
Oh
a
my God.
total of 6, 7, 8. There's 8 scorpions surrounding Kilana. There is
Somebody
one.
please help.
There is one on Zyle, and there is 2 on the ground next to Dendar.
Please help.
Jeff/Scorpion's turn is over. We go to Zyle. Death save number 3, please.
Can I use my bardic inspiration for a death save?
You know what? Sure, but only if you roll the. You know what? Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
But you have to roll the. Fuck it. Roll the inspiration.
It's what, a d6?
1d6.
So basically, you're gonna pass. Okay, you add 1 more success. I was gonna say
Yay.
roll the inspiration first before you see the result, but it's fine.
At least I said it before.
Yep. No, you're right. I just wasn't quick enough on the ruling, so it's fine. We're good.
I'll remember for next time.
No, all good. You take that failure and you turned it into a success. So you're at 2 successes, 1 failure, I think.
Yeah.
Fang, your turn. Success. I think you're also at 2 and 1.
Yes, I succeeded the shit out of not dying.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
real good at it now, guys.
You're real good at getting to the edge and then just
Yeah.
coming back.
Push it through
Kilana.
the limit.
5 lives. I've used 5 lives.
Jesus.
4 more.
I'm
to
gonna need a
Kilana now.
second.
All right.
I'm gonna do cure wounds on myself.
All right. Do it.
So 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah.
That's my spell
That'll be
attack
on-
bonus.
Yep.
And then how do I roll that?
Just 1d8 plus 5. Bum, bum.
Sorry, Nick gave me the shitty keyboard.
It's okay, you're not hitting.
No, she doesn't have that one. She's using the backup,
Oh. Okay.
which has no backlit keys, and the keyboard's black, and the lettering's really dark gray, so you can barely see it.
Gotcha. Okay, well, you heal 10 points.
Thanks.
And any bonus action or movement?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, then we go to Dendar.
Please, goblin, die.
That'll hit roll damage.
Please, goblin, die.
You run him through and stab right through the center of his chest, barely missing his heart. You pull the blade out as it starts dripping, and he looks up at you with this very angry look as he pulls a little bit of a dagger out of his sheath. Any bonus action or movement?
This goblin's a total bitch. No, I'm good.
Alright. Then with that, the goblin attacks you. Oh god. Alright, let's see.
Oh no.
He deals 1d6 plus 2.
Party wipe. Party wipe.
Shit.
So 2
Roll max damage.
plus 2
Do what you
is
want.
8 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
God damn it. There's still scorpions. God damn it. Okay. Scorpions turns. We got 1, 2, 1 by Zyle. At a failure because he's gonna hit you. 2 by Dendar. Either of those hit?
Yeah. Both.
Okay. Both? You take 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh, I'm unconscious.
Okay. Were you unconscious before or after the
Yeah.
first hit?
That's a death failure.
Okay. So add 1 failed death save.
Aha.
And then we go to Kilana, who's got to deal with 6 scorpions.
1,400 scorpions.
4, 5.
Why the fuck did I roll min
6.
damage?
I don't know, man. So we
Three
got
of those
1,
hit.
2, 3 hits. The first one being a critical. I need 3 con saves. Okay, so on the first one you succeed on your con save, so you're going to take 2 points of physical damage and 4 points of poison damage. The second one's going to hit you, and you are going to succeed on your saving throws, so you are going to take 1 point of physical piercing damage and 1 point of poison. The third one, you succeed on your save, so you take 1 point of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage.
So that brings me down to 0.
That brings you to
Party
0.
wipe.
Oh
Party
no.
wipe.
So, okay, so you are also at death saves.
Okay.
That's the end of that turn. Zyle, you're up.
Oh boy. I'm 2 and 2 right now.
Yeah. Come on,
Like,
buddy.
Boom roasted.
Come
Boom
on.
roasted.
Nice. Nice. Tell you what, because that was your last death save and it was a natural 20, roll a d10.
Kind GM is kind.
Indeed.
I did not intend to kill you
Oh.
guys. Yeah, so not only do you stabilize, but you get a second wind and restore yourself to 10 hit points.
Whew.
Please.
Okay.
So, you're up, but that is the end of your turn. We go to Fang.
Bag of scorpions.
Just gonna
You're
call them mini Jeffs.
Success.
Yeah,
So you are also
mini
up,
Jeffs. Okay.
but you're only at 1 hit point though, because you
That's
didn't get a
fine.
natural 20.
fine.
Kielana, you're in death saves. 1 death save, please. Success. And we go to Dendar, also in death saves. 1 failure.
Oh my God.
Okay, back to Jeff. Is gonna notice that Zyle is awakened and make his attack. Is that hit?
Meets it, it beats it.
Okay. He does 8 points of piercing damage as he stabs you.
Okay.
Now it's the scorpion's turns.
Fuck.
Oh god. Okay. Let me check something real quick.
Who puts 30 scorpions in a room?
Better question. Better question. Which poor sap had to put 30 scorpions into like 3 separate beds? That's a hideous job. in
Okay,
the
yeah.
D&D universe.
Here's the rolls. The 2 next to Dendar are gonna attack Zyle. So neither of those hit. The one that's still on Zyle is gonna attack Zyle. That'll hit.
Oh,
So
down again.
okay, you're down again. And then
Do
well,
my
this is
death
awkward
failures
because
go away?
yeah, oh your saves reset as soon as you stabilized. This is the really awkward part though, because I don't want to do this. I'm sorry, I'm just following the rules.
Well, no, it's basically a party wipe. Just go. Just do
Okay.
it.
There is 6 scorpions surrounding Kielana's lifeless body who are all going to make their attacks. 6 failed death saves. Kielana is dead.
Oh, rip.
That's the end of their turn. Zyle, death saves, please.
I think it's mathematically impossible for us to
Aw.
win right now. Just throwing that out there.
Actually, it's not. It's not. It's. I'll explain
fucking
after.
good. How?
So, because the goblin's at 1 hit point and scorpions only have
Yeah.
1 hit point.
No, but it's the multitude. Like, if all those scorpions start to attack us, we're just dead because we don't have enough death saves. We're all dead.
I'm alive still, technically. I have 1 hit point.
Yeah, the thing is, like, as long
And
as
there are
people
no
are
scorpions
alive
near me.
and their AC is high enough, then they're fine. Okay, so 2 failed saves from Zyle. Sorry. Feng, you're up. What are you doing?
Okay, are there any scorpions near me that would provoke an attack of opportunity?
Yes,
Like,
there is
close enough.
one. Well, there's one on Zyle that wouldn't, but there's 2 next to Dendar and you that would.
Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna run up to Jeff and punch him right in the fucking face.
Oh, he's right next to you.
Oh, well, still, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Okay.
I thought he was like
Yeah,
Population.
that'll hit, and I'm assuming you do more than 1 damage, so you kill Jeff.
Correct.
Okay. Goblins are dead. There is
Yeah,
nothing
still
but a
lots.
robe on the ground and the
Still lots.
scorpions.
And a couple lifeless bodies.
Yeah, and some lifeless
bodies.
bodies.
Is there anyone? I've used my bonus action and my action, so I can't do anything.
Yeah. So that's the end of that turn. Fortunately, Kilana's dead. Dendar, death save, please. That's a success. We go back to Jeff and the scorpions.
Good luck, Zyle. I think we're both dead.
Mm-hmm.
All 6 of the scorpions around Kilana are gonna make their way over to you guys. So their movement, let me double check.
How would they know she's dead?
Because they just had a meal. They actually can't make it all the way, so they're gonna get halfway to you. So there's a little army of scorpions running towards you. You only have to worry about the 3 that are next to you guys.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Luckily,
So they're all going to make their attacks against the one of you that's still standing.
19.
Feng. Okay, then you take 1 point of physical and are knocked unconscious again. You're back to 0 death saves. Zyle, you're up.
Gonna be bad. Oh,
Success. Feng.
I am dead.
Okay.
You're like dead?
Dendar has died. Yeah, it's a natural 1 is 2 fails.
Oh,
So
is it?
Feng is 1 success. We go back to the scorpions. The 6 that were near Kilana make the rest of their way up to you guys. Who's still alive? Is it just Zyle and Feng?
No. Well, yeah, they're both
Well, we're
unconscious, and they need
Yeah.
1 more full turn to revive.
I need 2.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Fine alive.
Well, the one that's on Zyle is going to attack him. That's a failure. I think that
I'm
kills
dead.
him.
Yep.
And then the 6 remaining are all going to attack Feng.
Yep.
Thus
TPK.
ended the party. Oh my god. Well, that fucking sucks.
It's the golden rule of when you fight enemies. If it's a horde, you'll lose every fight. You fight 1 kobold, 1 goblin, you have a chance, but if you fight like 30, you're dead. Unfortunate.
Well, that's really awkward.
Roll credits.
Roll credits, indeed. Fuck, guys, that sucks. I'm sorry. Contrary to popular belief, I don't actually like killing my PCs.
That's fine.
That's a
All of
bummer.
them.
Yeah, especially I don't like party wipes just in general. I don't enjoy them. They don't
By
make for good
scorpions,
storytelling.
nonetheless.
Derek, is that you?
Literally-
Are you playing at Jay's house?
Literally the worst possible monster you could find to party wipe you guys too. Scorpions have an armor class of 11. They have 1 hit point. Their weapon damage is a sting attack with +2 to hit. Deals 1 piercing damage.
Yeah, but-
Target must make a DC 10 con save, taking 1d8 poison damage on a failed or half as much on a success.
When you get like 5 plus, it starts getting
Well,
Well, that's why I was trying to pick them off, and you guys kept going for the goblins that weren't attacking us, really.
I mean,
I was trying to get him off me.
Tomato, tomato,
all,
scorpion, goblin.
I think, like, from my perspective, the battle went fairly eh. I don't know how healthy you guys were coming into that battle.
I had full.
I
Full
was
health.
full health, but I had no spell slots.
Okay.
Full health.
Okay,
I was
so,
full health.
Okay, so you guys were pretty healthy minus the spell slots. But you guys just kind of all funneled in, and then the scorpions all spawned or were like thrown around and dropped and stuff. And instead of like taking care of the immediate problem, for example, if there's still a bag of scorpions and you attack the bag, you hit all of them, killing all of the remainder of scorpions in the bag, and nobody did it. Even after I told you there was 10 scorpions per bag, and only 4 can leave the bag at any given time.
Did any of us actually know that that's a thing? I definitely didn't.
I said
I
it.
was also under the implication that there were not that many scorpions. That's why I charged in.
Yeah.
I blame Saren.
I said it, but I guess it wasn't heard. Anyway, that fucking sucks though. I'm sorry.
New characters.
I thought
Yeah.
about it originally with the one that was on Xyle, but then I didn't want to take my sword and hack through it into the ostrich on accident. So
Ooh, yeah, good call.
I didn't. I held back on that one, and then
Wait
on
a minute,
mine.
the ostrich is still alive. Maybe it can.
Let's find out.
What's everybody's animal handling?
We're all dead. We can't even help.
Let's find out if this ostrich beats scorpions.
30 of them, yeah.
Plus
No,
4.
it's just like
I could have used animal friendship,
He
but only on
misses.
snakes.
He misses, so then we've got a total of 9 scorpion attacks. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good
6,
night, ostrich.
7, 8, 9. Ostrich armor class is 10, so 1,
Good
Good night,
2,
ostrich.
3,
4.
4, 5 hits. 1 is a crit. So that's goes to 11, goes to 10.
goodbye, Gary. You were loved.
Now here's his con saves. D20 plus 1. And he's for 5 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5. So he fails 1 of them and succeeds on 4. So the failure, he's going to take 6. That puts him to 4 health. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Half of those is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. The ostrich is dead. Rest in peace, ostrich.
Gary, no.
Wait, you named it?
In my mind,
Oh.
in my heart of hearts, his name was Gary.
So do we get spoilers, or are you saving this campaign for another time?
No, you can definitely ask me anything that you want about this world. This world is finito. Gone.
Oh, what? We can't just like respawn? Like
you can
other
totally
characters in the world?
respawn, but it'll be a whole new campaign and a whole new
So-
world.
So the rest of the stream is now just a
world.
AMA about this world?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. AMA. What do you want to know?
All
Why
right,
didn't
what's
you
the
make
wizard
Jack?
got in store? What was he gonna do? What's his story? Is he evil? I thought he was evil.
Which
I
wizard?
thought he was
you're-
evil too.
Are you talking about the wizard back at the town?
Ostrich, homie.
Yeah.
Homie.
No, he was good.
Were the ostriches the birds we were looking for, or were they two
Yes, they
giant
were.
red-
They were.
I was hoping they were also giant red herrings, and you go back and be like, what the fuck are these? These are not the birds I wanted.
A couple of things to note. Okay, so the wizard Daniel, which is the wizard you're asking about, if you refused his breakfast invitation, he would refuse to deal with you and would not give you any information about the thing that you brought to him to identify. And he also would not tell you about the goblin adventure, and you just miss out on that whole huge arc. Secondly, if you would have pressed him about any information regarding anything during the breakfast, he would have asked you to leave his house. He considers discussing business at the breakfast table as rude and would have kicked you out.
What if we tried to stay if he kicked us out?
No, there's no trying to stay against a wizard that wants you out of his house. You would have been ejected. Very
Fair enough.
similar to Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion or whatever. As soon as you're uninvited, you are popped out. Because his house doesn't actually take up a plot of land, which is why you guys couldn't see into it, because it's just an illusion. The front door is there, but it enters into another dimension, a pocket dimension, where his house actually is. So, also, he was ritually casting spells upstairs when you guys had arrived. He was in the middle of communicating with a demon, because he is like a wizard, warlock, multiclass, and his fiend patron is a demon. And in return for the power, he was doing the bidding of the fiend. And the fiend simply wanted
Somehow
him...
still good?
Sorry?
And yet somehow still good?
He's chaotic good, his alignment.
Oh, okay.
So he will do whatever he has to do for the greater good. And for the greater good, where the story arc would have gone is you guys would have eventually toppled the underground Assassin's Guild. and they were the reason why the whole landscape was in political disarray, and while everybody was getting fucked up. So he was a wizard that had kind of needed more power to try and fight this underground assassins. So that's where he made a pact with a fiend deity and was able to get his extra power. He would have sent you after this mission on a couple more missions to kind of mechanically boost you guys up a little bit, get you some magical items and stuff before he sent you after the underground assassins. In which case then you would have eventually made your way through all the political and all that intrigue and stuff to eventually save the world from this underground, like, if I could put it in real world terms, like, if you recall, like,
The League of Assassins.
let's put it this way, you know the whole, like, in India or Africa, there was like two factions that were against each other, like the Hutus and the something else, and they would literally like commit genocide against each other. It's kind of like that. Something like that. And they were in a like war with each other, and basically only this is very much a shadow war. They are purely interested in controlling the world, and anybody that doesn't believe in what they believe in would be assassinated. And the only thing that ever was released from them was the coin and the note to don't piss them off. So that's why not a lot of people knew about them, but those that did know refused to give up any information because they knew they'd be killed if they did. But eventually Daniel would have informed you guys that he is basically fighting against this kind of, I guess you could call them like an underground terrorist cell, kind of, in like a real world kind of term. So that was his whole arc. What else you got?
Sad cat is sad.
Yeah.
Dead bird is dead.
What else do you want to know about that campaign?
I mean, we didn't really get enough into it to
Yeah.
have
mean,
a lot
did
of
we-
questions, right?
Have any kind of confrontation with anybody that was part of that group?
Of the assassins?
Yeah.
Knowingly? No.
Better question. What would have happened if Nick didn't stab that dude in the eye?
True.
I was about to say, knowingly, no. Unknowingly, yes. And you ripped out one of his eyes.
So did that mean like they were eventually going to come after us because of it?
Oh, yeah. If you guys ever went back to that town, Nick would have been murdered in the night.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Birdman.
Shows
Well-
you not to stab people in the eye.
He wouldn't necessarily have been murdered in the night. They would have attempted. He would have had, rolls against it and yada, yada, yada. If you guys were in the same room, you could have defended. Otherwise, like, there would have been a zone of silence spell, so nothing would have escaped the room. And one way or the other, he would either come out the next morning all bloodied with a bunch of corpses in his room, or you guys would walk into his room and find his dead body just laying there all strung up and, like, completely fucked up.
With a coin.
With a coin, yeah. Aside from that, there was one part of this campaign, very short campaign, I will say, but that I found kind of funny that you guys did, and it was when you guys I should say, not when you guys, but when Nick decided to kill Sir. Any interaction with Sir, he would have taken you very, like, he's very polite, and he would have given you any information about the goblins that you wanted to know, or the dread Taylor of Jeff. But the only thing is if you asked him about his life before he became a Nothic, he would attack, which you guys never did. You guys were just like, oh, what's the deal? Is your real name Sir? And he, told you, don't ask me about that or whatever. And then his only trade is he wanted a secret or a magical item. So if you would have told him a secret, then he would have told you exactly what you needed to know. If you wanted to give him a magical item, the house that you guys stepped into but didn't investigate had a skull tile that none of you unfortunately had the perception enough to see that would have led you into the basement, where you would have found a couple of bookcases and stuff, where there's some magical items just kind of stashed away. Just ring of protection, kind of stuff like that. And which you could have also then turned to Sir, and then he would have given you all the information, which would have led you into the back entrance of the Goblin Lair. As far as the Goblin Lair goes, I have an image for you. There we go. Here's the Goblin Lair. You guys died about where the 9 is. But to the right of that,
Wow.
3 squares to the right of the 9. The real Jeff slumbers in the room labeled with a 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great.
Which is behind the
Where did-
waterfall that Dendar saw. And then he was
Oh, I
like,
see.
huh, an opening. I'm going to go hang out with the group. And then you guys went across the bridge. Had you have gone in there, this is really interesting. There is a table in that room, which you can see. There's a table and there's 2 wardrobes. There's also a sarcophagus. If you touched anything in the room, or walked close to the sarcophagus, 2 skeletons and a goblin zombie would have risen up and attacked you. Upon killing them, the specter of Jeff would rise through the sarcophagus and give you a key that could lead you further into the rest of the dungeon. And all he wants is his robes back, because a couple of goblins had broken in and stolen his robe, and only one of the goblins was able to get killed, hence the goblin zombie in the room. And the other goblins all pieced out. So when they had attacked the caravan, they were doing so while wearing the robes, and they couldn't spell, so that's why the spelling was all wrong. And so they also, the raining scorpions down in the story that the guards gave you was literally a couple of goblins hanging out in the trees and dumping bags of scorpions on the
And
caravan.
also foreshadowing for what was to
Yeah,
come.
we should have listened to that a little
Exactly.
more.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks because now you're like, oh, scorpions, I get it. Like, meanwhile,
Yeah.
in the moment, you guys are like, this is all bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of interesting. Um,
Anybody want to know why my character was so evil to begin with?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
yeah.
So I grew up kind of a distant land, kind of deserty area named Forknar. My father was a dictator, very horrible dictator. I grew up with the philosophies and images of what he thought was ruling in the correct way. And I honestly forgot a lot of it. So I had a best friend. He got everything handed to him. I didn't really like that because my father made me work for everything. I thought it was wrong, you know. And I set up a murder to kill my best friend and frame my father for it so that way I could take over, etc., etc. But my father, being the all-powerful sorcerer that he was, foresaw it and
So-
sent guards after me, and I escaped.
So that's doubly funny because you're a giant crow and you set a murder on someone. So you basically just set a bunch of other crows on them. I like
Yeah.
it.
Nice
Well,
pun.
I did succeed in killing my best friend and setting up my father, but he found out like right as it was happening. Then
So-
guards came, etc.
That would obviously then be Nick's secret. Do the rest of you want to reveal what your guys' secrets were?
I don't remember what mine was.
Nope.
No.
Well, that's depressing. Should have been in your backstory.
Yeah, it's probably on your
Yeah.
backstory page.
I could find it in probably 2 seconds, but.
I don't remember what mine was either. What was mine? Do you have them, Jay? Or is
Uh,
it?
I mean, they're gonna be buried in 3 months of chat.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
an identical evil twin.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had an identical evil twin that was doing shit around the world.
Yeah,
And-
and I'm nice, and yeah, they were evil.
Right.
So we could have
Oh.
ran into that later.
The next storyline that you guys would have run into after dealing with Jeff would have led you to another town where your sister had been, and
Right.
would have screwed over the town, so they would have been on you from the beginning. It would have been kind of interesting to see how you guys played
It
that.
would have been funny because if I'd have like left the group or something, and then my sister went in,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have even known, and they would have been like, "Wait, she was usually pretty nice."
Well, the way I figured is you guys would get there together, and they'd be like, "How dare you show your face? What are these, your new henchmen coming back to rob the town again?" You'd be like, "What the fuck?" And everyone else would
What
be like,
did
"What?
I
No,
do?"
we're not." They'd be like, "Arrest them!"
Yeah,
And
that
then
could have been bad.
I figured the evil cleric would have just been like, "Fuck you, Sacred Flame." And then it would have been a real problem. On the map, if you looked, number 10 is a room that is the boss's chamber, which simply has the goblin boss and a couple of goblins in it. You guys were so close to the end of the dungeon. However, when you guys walked in, they wouldn't be there. Just his chain shirt would be there. So you'd have to walk into room number 11, where the goblin boss would be sitting in the sauna next to a steam mephit. The room of Jeff the Dread Taylor, there was 3 bottles on his table that you guys unfortunately didn't see. One was red, one was blue, and one was uncorked. The red one, if you guys had opened it, would have put out a magma mephit. If you would have opened the blue one, you would have released a lesser water elemental, which is kind of funny because Jeff, he's a tailor, so all he does is make robes and stuff for Acererak and Vecna, which are liches and demi-liches in the D&D universe. They're very well known in the history. There's tons of stuff you can look up for them, but he would use the water elemental to wash the clothes. He'd use the steam mephit to use the air and stuff to try and dry off the clothes, in conjunction with the magma mephit to warm it up. He would do laundry with 3 elementals. And if at any point you had opened them, they would not be hostile unless both the water and the magma were both released at the same time. Then they would fight each other because they don't get along. So it's just kind of funny. So when you guys stumble into the last room with the goblin boss and he's just sitting there with a steam mephit, it's just kind of humorous. But his AC would have been lower because he didn't have his chain shirt because it was left in the other room. But you guys were literally 2 encounters away from clearing the whole dungeon. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's sad parts of plout. About playing D&D.
Yeah,
Any room you walk into can potentially wipe you.
it's very true.
I have a character all ready to go, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's from a different campaign that never got past level 1, so.
Well, the next campaign that we'll start, I'll need a week, but as in we won't be able to play next week unless one of you guys wants to run a one-shot. So 2 weeks from today, I can start the next campaign. You guys will be starting at level 3.
3?
3.
Oh, tight.
I don't
That's
want
just
to.
many, right?
I don't. I don't want to force you guys to go through level 1 and 2 again. You just did that, so
Thank you.
yeah,
Sure,
no worries. So, yeah.
Should I just, I can just send you photos of the, because it's like physical. Can I just send you photos of that, or do you want me to reroll stats too?
Send me a picture of it, and as long as it all checks out, I'll just be
I
like,
think-
all
I
right,
think
go
I-
ahead, and then you can put it in.
I think I have a 20 and a 6.
How'd you get a 20?
With modifiers.
Yeah, but at level 1 you can't get a 20. The highest
No,
you
no,
can
I
get is an
rolled
18.
I rolled an 18, and then it was a +2.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
So I have
Alright,
a 20,
sounds good.
and then my intellect is 6.
All right.
Amazing.
So
Card
I mean,
tired.
At the
Yeah.
very least, you know, you guys got 2 weeks to come
Oh,
up with
you
a new
do.
character idea, and we can start again a new campaign at level 3. So you guys can think about if you want to re-roll the same characters or whatever. It's totally up to you guys.
I still need to make my druid for the other campaign.
It's not like you
Do
got much to
what?
do with it. You got a week to do that.
No, but I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off.
Yeah. I got to roll a bunch of characters tonight for tomorrow.
You still want help?
If you can.
Yeah, I got some time.
All right.
Uh,
Then, yeah.
I'm gonna finish up those spells, and that'll be the one that I was able to do, unfortunately.
All right. Well, then, with that, I think that just about does it. Any parting
Unfortunately.
words before we close her down?
R.I.P.
First campaign.
Fang. R.I.P. Fang.
Oh my gosh.
Taken from us too young.
R.I.P. entire party.
Hey,
That actually bums me out. It seriously bums me out.
Man.
I thought I was getting somewhere when I healed myself. I got 10 extra points and I was like, yeah.
I
got
thought you were
this.
too.
And then all of a sudden it's like 6 scorpions. Fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, help! Somebody help!
Yeah, at that
And you
point,
guys
two
kept going
people
after the
probably-
goblins, and I'm like, oh my god.
Well, the two. at that
I
point,
just
two of us
honestly
was dead,
thought
right?
when I hit that goblin, he was gonna die and I was gonna be great, and then he rolls a nat 20 and I was like, my heart just fucking sank.
But even if he died, that didn't help the 20 scorpions in the room.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you
you're
know what
the
the
only
worst
one that was poison
the worst
resistant.
part about the whole thing is that rapier attack that the bard did dealt 4 damage. He had 5 hit points. I'll grab the sheet.
That was also my minimum because I have a 1d8 plus 3. So I rolled min on 3 of my attacks tonight. But it's whatever. It's D&D.
Hiding
GG's.
the rest of the colors, but that's goblin number 2. That's goblin number 1. He had 7, and then he went down to 4, and then 0. 7, and then got knocked down to 5, and then the 4 left him with 1. 1 fucking hit point. So when that happened, I was like, oh my god, no. Feels bad, man.
It was good though. I like that character.
At the end of the day, you guys had a good death. As far as D&D goes, like, getting murdered by a room full of scorpions is not the worst way that you could go.
The,
You can
but
get high five to the face to death.
Yep.
What?
Darn tired.
Corn tired.
Yeah, first night of me playing D&D ever. I pissed Jay off a little bit, and he decided to.
Actually, no, you didn't. You were trying to walk through like a wall that was an illusion wall that you couldn't see past it, and he had gotten past the traps or whatever, and he had like taken a bunch of damage from the traps for trial and error, and then he was about to walk through the door, and he's like, hooray, I did it! And the other guys were on the other side of the wall, and they're like, hey, he did it! And they went to go high-five him through the wall, and since you can't see anything through the illusory wall, a hand literally comes out of the wall, and I'm like, make your dexterity save. So he makes his save, rolls a natural 1. Smack, gets smacked in the face, and dies. And I was like,
Out of my hands.
I mean, what can I do? You know?
That's unfortunate.
It was out of Jay's hands, but not in the character that went for the slap.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Yeah, Bob didn't have to high-five through an illusory wall. He could have just waited for him to walk through and then high-fived.
A lot of us died. Oh, I died a lot in that campaign, actually.
He died like 3 times.
Yeah, you died in the very next room against gargoyles.
Yeah.
And then I think
And
you
then I
died against the
survived for a bit.
Revenant? Or did you die to the Mimic?
No, I died against the Revenant,
Guys,
and then that's when I found
ooh.
out that I was part Fae.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
you
kind of
didn't wanna
funny.
Kill off my character.
My other campaign on Saturdays, they are running that campaign because they're like, you know, hey, we want something that's a little bit longer, or whatever. And I'm like, I got a campaign that I ran for like 30-something weeks, and they're like, all right, cool, let's do that. So I just literally had this stack of paper that I was, you know, using to write and everything, And they were like, all right, cool, let's do it. And they are at the point now. They went below Witch Head, which they also had named Witch Head because they did the exact same thing. They found the witch in the tavern. They got out of the bed traps. Then they killed the witch. Then they went downstairs. Then they went through the trap rooms where the illusory wall with the high five to the face. Then they fought a gargoyle, but they couldn't figure out the door mechanism. So they were like trying to figure it out, and I'm like, okay, I roll a d20, and it turns out that another gargoyle is waking up, so they hear like the stone crumbling as a gargoyle slowly starts to unstone form, and they're like, oh fuck, so they ran. They get back upstairs, they went into the next castle, where they met Walter, the zombie that was cursed and living upstairs. They didn't kill Walter, unlike you guys, or not you guys, but Nick's party.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that part.
It's true. You weren't. But the other party had killed Walter, the ghoul. Then last night they went back downstairs. They went through, killed like 5 Kenkus that tried to ambush them. Then they went through the trap rooms. That was hilarious. The first trap it's like an illusionary like kind of test thing. They walk through the main door, and there's just a mirror, and then there's a coat of armor off to the right or whatever. And when they look in the mirror, the coat of armor is directly behind them. And it took them, seriously, 25 minutes as I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, what do you guys want to do? And they're like, can I try and walk into the mirror? I'm like, okay. You walk into the mirror. Your nose kind of hurts. They're like, oh, I don't get it. And I'm like, okay. They're like, okay, hold on. If I turn around, what do I see? I'm like, you see your friends. You see the suit of armor off to your left. Like, okay, now if I look in the mirror, what do I see? You see yourself, and about 20 feet behind you is a coat of armor. Like, I don't get it. And I'm just like... So eventually, they figured it out. And they're like, okay, cool. Then they walk through into the second room, which was a room full of cursed food. All but one fails their con save, so they all go to start eating food, and they all get cursed. So one of them casts Lesser Restoration to remove all the curses on everybody. They end up making it through into the next room, and there was no big deal with the third room. They get into the fourth room just fine, which is a half-elven statue holding 2 orbs, one in each hand. And if they try to pass the statue, then depending on what side of the orbs that they're on, they'll get shocked with some sort of energy. So frost or fire, depending on which one. And they were like, okay, what if I run past it real quickly? And I'm like, you can try. So they tried to do that. Fireball to the face, fireball to the face, fireball to the face. And they're like, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm like, okay, you stop. And they were like, okay, guys, I'm at like 3 health, do something. And it took them about 65, 70 minutes before they finally figured out to cover up the orbs and they could just walk past. So then they got into the throne room, they got the bone crown, and they're just now about to start making their way back. But yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Good times.
Interesting.
I guess you didn't actually need all that information, but yeah, anyhow. Look, we're just trying to buy time, hey? We ended like half an hour early. It's like, whatever. Anyway, we should say goodbye to the stream. Sorry it ended early. Sorry I killed everybody. Not intended. Tune in next week as we might do a one-shot. Week after that, we start a new campaign. Tune in tomorrow as we are doing a level 20 battle royale.
Dun 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 dun.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you
Is
didn't
that
know?
what it is? No,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm basically we're putting level 20 character sheets, like one for each class, and then we might like import a couple more, which is why I needed the help, because it's a lot of work. But basically we're just doing level 20 characters, and then you can either roll for it or you can pick it. Like you can just pick a character sheet and that's for the one that you play with, or you can, just gonna roll like 1d12. Oh, I got a 4, pick the 4th one down the list. Cool, I'm a bard or whatever. And then we just fight to the death. Battle Royale style.
Fuck yeah.
So it's literally going to be 1v1, v1, 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 v1 all at the same time. So you might get people ganging up on each other, which will be a little bit interesting.
Oh, hell yeah.
I plan on killing Nick immediately.
What?
I'm in.
I meant Zach.
Jay? Yeah?
What's up?
I mean, we'll talk later.
No, but yeah, that's the plan tomorrow. Level 20 Battle Royale, so tune in for that. Also, subscribe to the stream. Twitch Prime, it's free.
4 days.
Well, without anything else, we're out. See you later, stream. Bye-bye.
Later, all.